Shriya from Department of Economics and your host till the end of the function. Feel very honored to welcome you all to the storytelling competition organized by the Speakathon cell under Training and Placement cell with the auspicious blessings of Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom. I welcome our Honorable Director Sir, Mr. Pratap Malik Sir, Assistant Director who would be joining us soon, Dr. Aditya Veer Singh Sir, Chief Guest DSW Dr. Manoj Dayal Sir who would be joining us soon, and in the jury panel we have Dr. Tilak Sethi Sir, composer of Kul Geet of our Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology. Thank you. Dr. Renu ma'am, who is from Mathematics Department, and very brilliant Nimisha Suryanshi Patra, who will be in the jury panel as a student judge, and the organizing team of this event and the foremost significant of this competition, the participants from different departments of Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar. Everyone, I welcome you all. Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology stands for heritage, prestige and prosperity, which is denoted in our Kul Geet. It is my humble request to all of you to kindly raise on your seats for Kul Geet. Lovely is this day, and so does the ambience surrounding all of us. Soon, the color of merriness will unfold, avail and transport us to another world of wisdom, knowledge, learning and intelligence. But before moving forward, I would like to tell you all how Speakathon Club have organizing storytelling competition, debate competition, various internship programs, and yes, our most favorite fortnightly GDs to enhance and improve the learning skills and leadership qualities among students. The objective of Speakathon Club is to improve leadership qualities, aptitude, knowledge, wisdom, personality and overall performance of its member, and we are successfully working on it from the very starting. Now, I would like to request Director of Training and Placement Cell, Dr. Pratap Malik Sir, who is efficiently working in this field since years, for a formal welcome note. Sir, we welcome you.
Thank you, Ria. On behalf of Training and Placement Cell of Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, I express my heartiest welcome to all the three judges of today's event. Professor Tilak Sethi ji, who is Senior Professor in Haryana School of Business, and as mentioned by the anchor also, the Kul Geet of our university has been very well composed by Professor Tilak Sethi ji. So big round of applause for our We have requested him specially to be the judge of today's event, so that creative students can get exposure with the creative teachers. So that's why he is here. I also welcome Dr. Renu from Department of Mathematics. She told me that this is the first event of Training and Placement Cell in which she has come. So very, very special welcome in that. And as per our practice, in our panel of judges, we have third judge as the student judge, and in last episodes also you have observed that the student judge is equally adorable and equally important for our this event. So today we are having Nimisha Suryanshi as the student judge. So big round of applause for our So our today's chief guest has also arrived. Special welcome to Professor Manoj Dayal ji. Patraj is Dean Student Welfare and very senior professor in CMT department, and he has very rich exposure, very rich experience in the field of media. And these days all the student welfare activities are being guided, being governed by Professor Manoj Jaldi in the capacity of Dean Student Welfare. I also express my welcome to Professor M.R. Patraji, who is also a senior professor in the Department of CMT. Big round of applause for him as well. So, very, you can say, talented kids have been brought up by Professor M.R. Patraji. So, Nimisha Suryanshi is the daughter of M.R. Patraji. So, in that capacity, also special welcome to you, sir. And Dr. Aditya Virji, our Assistant Director, welcome to him also. And this event is very special event because every month this Speakathon Club organizes such monthly competitions. Sometimes these are debate competitions, sometimes these are storytelling competitions. And this practice has been going on since last three to 4 years. And when Azadi Amrit Mahotsav was there, so very special program was conducted, Azadi Amrit Mahotsav series. So in that a big number of freedom fighters were explored by the speakers of you can say this event, and Nivisha was also part of that event. So in that students improved their communication skills as well as they came closer to the freedom fighters' lives also. So these days, Speakathon Club organizes this monthly competition. In addition to that, fortnightly group discussions are also organized and mock interviews are also organized. The basic theme about this entire exercise of Speakathon Club is to improve the communication skills of the students, because we understand this very fact that communication skills are very important in today's corporate world. So for that you need a platform, and we are providing that platform to you in form of Speakathon Club. So I also appreciate the efforts of all the club members led by Deepak, Isha, because see, our training and placement cell believes in the very fact that it is for the students, of the students and by the students. So that's why entire you can say exercise is designed by the students, led by the students and executed by the students. So through that they are learning the managerial skills also. So special appreciation to all the club members, and last but not the least, all the participants who have shown courage, who have come forward, because standing on the stage and speaking in front of other, it is very, you can say, not easy task. It is a big task. So all of you are appreciation worthy. Whether you are able to win the prize or not, that doesn't matter. You have participated. So this is a special thing. So without taking much time, again I welcome one and all present in this hall. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, before calling upon the stage the participants of today's storytelling competition, I would like to remind you all about the rules and regulations of this event. Judges and dear participant, please pay attention to the rules and regulations. Your story must conclude with the given morals and try to keep it original and innovative. You have to present in English only, although any couplets may be recited in Hindi or any other language. Your name will be announced by anchor, that is me, according to your serial number in the participant list. Time to complete your story will be maximum 4 minutes. No lower limit is allowed. There will be a warning message after 3 minutes and a message of timeout after 4 minutes. Speakers should be clear about their story and must express it with good choice of words, and must focus that it should be ended with the moral that you have been chosen. Try not to repeat the stories, instead evolve it and form it to make your own. Paper reading is absolutely not allowed, everyone. If anyone do so, will be disqualified immediately. Your introduction part will be considered in the timings, that is 4 minutes, so adjust your timings accordingly. In your introduction part, every one of you must tell the moral of which of you are narrating the story about, and it will be considered in the time slot of 4 minutes given to you. Am I clear to you all? Okay. Now I'll be moving forward and calling upon the stage. Let me not take much of your time, everyone. Calling upon the stage the first participant of today's event, Preeti. Everyone, Preeti.
Good afternoon everybody, this is Preeti and today I am standing over here to tell all of you a story with the moral, disability need not be an obstacle to success. This story is about a man named Carly who was in Hungarian army in 1938. He was the best pistol shooter of his country. He had won almost all the national championship of his country. He had been practicing for many years to win gold medal in 1940s Olympics. In 1938, an army training camp was going on, where a mishappening took place in which a hand grenade got exploded in Carly's right hand. His dream got totally destroyed for that moment. He had two ways. One way was to cry whole life and hide somewhere, and the other one was to hold the goal, for which he had worked hard for many years. So he focused not on the thing which he had lost, but on the thing which he had right there. And what did he have? A left hand, a hand with which he could not even write at that moment. His treatment continued for 1 month, and exactly after 1 month, he started his training of left hand. After doing training for 1 year, in 1939, when a national championship was organized, he went there. A number of new shooters were arrived there. After seeing Carly, they congratulated him by saying that even after happening all these things to you, you still have come here to encourage us. Nobody knew that Carly was doing training in past 1 year. At this, Carly replied, I am not here to encourage you. I am here to compete you. Get ready. कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लो क्योंकि मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है. Competition started. Everybody was competing with his best hand, but Carly was competing with his only hand. So, who won? The man with the only hand won. But he did not stop there. He started his preparation for 1940s Olympics. Unfortunately, 1940s and 1944's Olympics got cancelled due to World War. He assembled himself and started his preparation for 1948's Olympics. In 1938, Carly's age was 28 years old. But in 1948, he had become 38 years old. And we all know that competing with younger players is quite difficult. But the word difficult was not in Carly's dictionary. He went there in 1948, competed and won. So he did not stop at this point as well. He competed in 1952 Olympic as well and won again. He changed the whole history of Olympics. No athlete had won gold medal twice continuously in that particular sport. So, the conclusion of my story is this. If you go to a loser, he will have a long list of excuses by saying that he can't do anything in his life due to this reason. On the other hand, if you go to a winner, he will have 1,000 reasons to not do what he actually wants to do and only one reason to do what he actually wants to do, and he will kill it. The second thing which we learn from this story is, if one door of happiness closes, then another opens. But often we look at the closed door so long that we don't see the one which has been opened for us. So we all are living in the life full of infinite possibilities, and these closed doors are limited and the open ones are limitless. So don't look at the closed ones, just move on. So by listening my story, one thing is crystal clear, that disability is not an obstacle to success. In fact, disability is directly related to success. The only thing which makes a difference is our mindset. Thank you.
Wonderful performance. Everyone, let me tell you one thing. So, जब आप माइक के पास खड़े होते हैं तो evaluation criteria will be consisting of the following elements, that is body language, command on language, content quality concluding on morals given, originality and innovation. Now, since everyone is getting, excited for their performance, before that, your presence is like a perfume which makes whole gathering pregnant. Yes, I am talking about. Okay, let me call upon stage our another participant since we have the limits of timings also. So another participant I'll be calling upon Happy. Happy, we welcome you on stage. And the next participants must be ready.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, my respected judges and my dear friend. My name is Happy and I am a student of MSc. I am hereby to narrate a story before you. The title of my story is Disabled Need Not to Be an Obstacle to Success. Nothing is impossible in the world, but success is the only thing that we all want. Because success is adoption of intelligence, patience, and consistency. There is one interesting and successful story I am going to narrate. I hope you all will understand. A girl was born in 1880, whose name was Helen Keller. When she was 2 years, she became ill and day after day. Her fever stayed high and she became too weak. Then her mother noticed that her eyeball did not move. So she had lost her vision of eyesight. Then later her mother used to call her. Then she didn't pay attention when her mother used to call her. Then her parents thought that she has lost her vision and became a deaf girl. Her parents hospitalized and underwent treatment for many years, but nothing came true. Her parents thought that we should find a teacher for her to teach her, but it was difficult to live for her. At the age of 7 years, her parents thought that we should find a teacher for her, and it is difficult to teach a completely blindness and deaf person. And it was one of the hardest challenge for her teacher to accept it. Her teacher agreed and started to teach her. Helen has a sense of touch. By touching a throat, she could guess what he or she is speaking. In that way, the first word that she learned was water and spelling. Evenly, day by day, she learned many words, word to sentence, and sentence to grammar. At the age of 16, she attended a college and she completed her graduation. And she was the only first woman who completed a graduation Bachelor of Art with honors. And then eventually she became a famous writer, and one of the most famous books, The Story of My Life, which made a social change and became one of the most impressive stories. So, disabled success doesn't create an objection on disabled person, because success is achievement of our goal. So disabled need not to be an obstacle to success. Thank you. Thank you.
An amazing performance indeed. Your presence is like a perfume which makes the whole gathering fragrant. Yes, I am talking about the very brilliant and an intellectual person, our DSW Dr. Manoj Dayal sir. We once again welcome you all to the storytelling competition. Again, we would not be wasting much of your time since we have at least 30 students with us. So, our next participant for today's storytelling competition is Ankit Singh with serial number 3. Ankit Singh with serial number 3. Before that, we have Preeti serial number 1 and Happy serial number 9. Now, we have Ankit Singh serial number 3. Everyone,
Realize everything connects to everything else. It is a quote by Leonardo da Vinci. I hope that you guys have heard about him. So, my name is Ankit Singh and I am from BTech CSC third year, and today I am in front of you guys to present you a real life story based on the moral of what goes around comes around. So somewhere in Scotland there was a farmer seeding the rice fields. So as we are talking about rice fields, so there was a lot of water all around. Suddenly the farmer saw a child drowning into a swamp. He just ran towards the child and took his hand towards the child and swept him out from the swamp, which basically means he pulled him out from the swamp. Then he took the child to his home and took care of it and helped him in bathing and washing his body and all of the other things. Then he asked the child about his home, and afterwards the farmer took the child to his home. The day after that, a big shiny car arrived in front of the farmer house. A well-dressed man stepped out of that car, and guess what? Who was it? A well-renowned man, Ronald Churchill. So basically, the child which the farmer saved was the son of Ronald Churchill. And Ronald Churchill was very grateful and embedded by the work done by the farmer to save his child's life. And then afterwards, Ronald was very grateful. He really wanted to do something for the farmers, basically that farmer. And he told the farmer that he can ask for anything that the farmer wants, but the farmer was not greedy. And he told Ronald that he did that to expect anything return of that. And he also didn't know that the child was of the Ronald Churchill. And after that, Ronald couldn't believe it. It was very strange for it. Then Ronald said, okay, but anything that can I do for you? Then the farmer said, okay, if you are insisting, then one thing that you can do, if you really want to help me, then you can help any child in the world on the behalf of me. Ronald said, okay, then you also have a growing son and he will be growing, and from now onwards, I will be taking care of all of his education expense. This was really amazing and the farmer got amazed from this. Time passed by, the farmer's sons grew up, and then he gone to St. Mary's University, London. And as we are talking about what goes around comes around, the farmer's son became one of the best medical scientists, and he became the first person to invent an antibiotic named as penicillin. But the story isn't over yet. After many years, Ronald Churchill's son, who was Winston Churchill, who fell very sick and he was very serious. And at that time, there was no medicine available of that disease which he was having. But as Alexander Fleming, who was the inventor of the penicillin and the son of the farmer, could help him as he get cured by the penicillin which was invented by Alexander Fleming. So as you see, just by helping a single child, the farmer started a chain, and at the end, not only the farmer got help from the good work that he has done, but he also got an impact on the whole world. Thank you so much, everyone.
oh grace of God, he was so fantastic with this performance. Honestly, his content was really amazing. We have all heard it. Now, since our participant have mentioned Leonardo da Vinci, there is a famous quote of him that all great acts of genius begin with the same consideration, and the consideration is, do not be constrained with your present reality. Work on yourself. Now, calling upon stage our next participant of today's event, that is Deepika, serial number 28. Deepika, serial number 28. Yes, before she came here, I would like to tell you all participants that first bell would ring at 3:30. First bell would be at 3:30 and the next last bell would be at 4. Also, when the speaker is saying something to you and we are communicating with each other, no movement should be there. Not the volunteers, not the participants, no movement. Thank you so much. Calling upon stage Deepika, serial number 28. Everyone.
Great afternoon to all of you. I am Deepika Bansal from BA MC first year. I am here to narrate a real life story on what goes round come around. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who was trying to earn a living for his family. He heard a cry for help coming from a nearby bog. There was a boy who screaming and trying to take himself from out of the bog. The farmer saved the boy from a slow and terrible death. Next day, a fancy car arrived in the Scotsman's spare surrounding. An elegant nobleman came out the car and introduced himself as the father of the boy the farmer had saved. And he asked, I want to repay you what you have done for my child. You saved my son's life. The farmer denies. He said, no, I can't accept the payment for what I have done. At that time, the farmer's son come out the door of farmer huts. The nobleman asked, is that your son? No. Farmer replied, yes, it is my son. Nobleman asked, let me make a deal. I take him in and give him a good education. If the boy has anything like his father, he will grow into a man that you can be proud of. Nobleman had done what he said. The farmer's son graduate in the St. Mary Hospital Medical School in London and known throughout the world as Sir Alexander Fleming, who the discoverer of the penicillin. After some years, the nobleman's son fell ill with pneumonia, and what saved him? Penicillin. And the name of the nobleman was Lord Randolph Churchill, and the name of the son was Sir Winston Churchill, who was the former Prime Minister of UK. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your confidence is remarkable. Now, I would not waste much of your time and I will call upon the stage Jatin, serial number 5. Jatin, serial number 5. After that, Ankit, serial number 6 must get ready for their performance. We would not be wasting much of our time. Okay, come please.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I, Jatin, a third year pharmacy student, is going to present a story before you which is based on the theme, disability need not be an obstacle to success. So my story is based on Evelyn Glennie's life. Evelyn Glennie, a world-renowned Scottish percussionist who achieved an incredible success in her field in the face of adversity. Evelyn was born in Aberdeenshire, Scotland in 1965. At the age of 8, her parents noticed that she has some hearing loss, and by the time she turned 11, it was observed that her hearing ability has been totally lost. Despite this setback, Evelyn did not give up. She had a passion for music and she decided to pursue her passion. In spite of facing discouragement from most of her teachers, Evelyn did not give up and her talent did not go unrecognized. Ron Fox, a drummer, saw her potential and helped her in developing her skills. Evelyn, through her perseverance and willpower, started perceiving music through vibrations, and she decided to continue her study at the Royal Academy of Music in London. In 1991, she became the first person to graduate in Bachelor of Music in Percussion from that school and thereby winning top prizes along the way. Throughout her career, Evelyn worked with some of the most prestigious orchestras throughout the world and has received many rewards for her performances. By mastering the percussionist industry, Evelyn, despite losing her sensory experience of hearing, Evelyn set out a precedent that one's disability does not decide their ability to achieve success and their dreams. Evelyn's story is a testament to the power of willingness, and she inspired a lot of people around the world with her extraordinary talent and tenacity. Evelyn's story also exemplifies the fact that disability need not be an obstacle to success. Thank you all for your kind consideration.
You all are really admirable. I'm really less of words now because you all are really good. So now, it is, often said that small steps, take small step and not giant steps. That brings most lasting changes because with a small step, you can only gain a few things. But with the great long leaps, you gain the most important and most everlasting things of the world. So, calling upon stage, serial number 6, Ankit. Everyone. खाना खा के सब आए हैं तो तालियां सारे बजाएंगे, ठीक है?
Good afternoon, all of you. I am Ankit, student of BTech third year from Printing Department. Today, I am going to narrate a story before you. The moral of my story is, what goes around comes around. One day, a monk and his disciple was going for a walk. The monk was a very silent person. He always do his work peacefully. But in opposite, his disciple was very agile person. During their walk, they were passing by a pond, and at pond they saw a fisherman who was catching fishes by laying the trap. The disciple went to him and started teaching him about non-violence. The fisherman ignored him and started doing his work again. The disciple decided that he will take him from the way of violence. Soon, there was a fight between the disciple and fisherman. The monk took the disciple away from there and explained him, our work is only to explain, not to fight or not to punish. The disciple get angered and said, but Guruji, if we will not punish him, then who will punish him? The monk said, son, there is karma, that is equal for all. He will definitely bear his fruits. If the karma is good, you will get good results. If your karmas are bad, you will get bad results. By this, they went from there. After some years, they were again walking by that pond, and that time they saw a snake that was very badly injured. The ants were scratching it and eating it. The heart of disciple melted, and he leaned forward to help him. The monk again stopped him and said, don't do this. Let him bear the fruits of his karma. The disciple get confused. Guruji, what deed he has done that he has to suffer this kind of pain? The monk explained him that the snake was the same that fisherman who was fighting with you, and the ants are the fishes whom he was catching. So he is bearing his fruits of his karma that he had done in his past. The disciple said that it is very strange, justice, that we will getting the pain after a life, after a next life. The monk explained him that sometimes we forgot our karma, but karma never forgets us. He always follows us like a shadow. He always gives his fruits, whether our depending upon our deeds. If our deeds are good, the karma will give us good fruits, and if our deeds are bad, it will give us bad fruits. Some wise people said that don't be afraid of Almighty. Be afraid of your karmas, because Almighty may be save you, but karmas will never save you. And because that's why it is said that what goes around definitely comes around. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. A lovely performance. Now, it is rightly said that since he already have talked about karma, so if only we are brave enough to see it, we are even more brave enough to be it and to do it. Because karma says what goes around comes around. Because since we all know that we are watching someone stepping the stairs and the stairs of achievements and all, then don't just see it. Don't just see them. Be them. Next, I would be calling upon stage our next participant. That is Priya. Serial number 8. Priya.
The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that the successful people talk about ideas and unsuccessful people talk about people. Good afternoon everyone. I am Priya from BSc First Year Department of Mathematics. Pictures this. You are in MRT and you are scrolling through your phone. And then you take notice of this lady walking through the cabin saying hello, hello, hello. But to everybody, but no eye contact made. And then you notice this man over there who is also scrolling his phone. And when he takes notice to this lady, he gives raised eyebrows look. I encountered myself in the situation a few months ago on my way to school. I was furious at that man's reaction. But I also noticed was that reaction was demonstrated by several people in that cabin. I kept quiet and dwelled on it. And then I realized that lady was a special needs person. So special needs, what is it? According to my opinion, special needs is euphemism for disabled. Disabled. It's a very common term. You may have heard it many places. Disabled person, disabled individual, so many things some people are talking about disabled. Let me illustrate this to you by taking an example of global warming. The harmful toxins that are present into the air, they will toxify the environment, but what will they also do? They will harm us. And it may also cause us to deal with fatal diseases. Take an example of Nick Vujicic. He is a limbless person, but he is a great speaker. We embrace his talent and we welcome with his 2 hands. Suppose a deaf girl. She can't hear. But she can dance so well, maybe better than Michael Jackson. So disability need not be an obstacle to success. Disability need not be an obstacle to success, but we will never recognize their talent. We discriminated her, we pushed her away. My question is, if we could embrace Nick, so why can't we embrace rest of these people? At the end of my story, I want to say disability need not be an obstacle to success, and I also wanted to say judge a person based on his ability, because ability defines what a person is. Thank you.
An eye-catching performance indeed. And she has mentioned a word that is successful. That is successful. So we have all know that behind a successful person, who is there? Behind a successful person, who is there? Absolutely a woman who has given her blood and tears in the journey. So calling upon stage our next participant of today's event, everyone, I would invite on stage Bhavna Mittal. भावना मित्तल सीरियल नंबर 12। अच्छा लगा, चल तो रहे हैं नवरात्रि, खैर पास सबने रखा होगा, लेकिन यही एक्टिवनेस तुम्हें आगे भी दिखनी चाहिए। थैंक यू सो मच।
What happens when the thing you need the most is the one thing that you can't have? Most of us feel sad or disheartened, but not the Sudha Chandan. Her story inspires you up to the next level. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today I, Bhavna, going to narrate you such a beautiful inspirational story which is based on the moral that disability need not to be an obstacle to the success. Sudha Chandan started dancing when she was just 3.5 years old. Such was her love for the dance that she decided to choose arts instead of science in her higher school years. But, destiny had some other plans for her. Only 4 months before her 16th birthday celebration, she met with an accident while traveling in a bus. And the accident fractured her right leg along with few bones. During the sudden rush of critical patients at that time, a team of medical interns attended her, and they failed to look over the cuts in her right lower leg. They just wrapped her leg with the POP plaster, which leads to the gangrene. And the specialists were left with no choice but to get her leg off from 7.5 inches below her knee. Sudha was devastated as this accident shattered her hopes of making a name in the dancing world. There's nothing she could do. Negative thoughts, anger, depression, frustration just enveloped her. But she didn't quit. Her passion for dance made her to walk again with the help of an artificial limb called Jaipur foot. It took her 4 months to walk with that limb straight. After learning to walk well with the limb, she started practicing dance again. It was not easy, it is too difficult as she has to learn every step again. And this is the actual beginning of the inspirational story of Sudha Chandan. Of course, Sudha was devastated as she felt that she was incapable of doing normal tasks. But because of continuous practice and never-ending courage, now she was prepared to tell the entire world that an amputated leg can't prevent her from living her dreams. And the day came when she was scheduled to give a live stage performance in St. Xavier's School, Mumbai. And the moment when she landed on the stage, she just overlooked her leg and she gave a stellar performance. Everybody, each and every person, including her father, was thrilled with her performance. And that one performance changed her life completely. She get immense appreciation from Indian as well as international media. So, what we can learn from this story is that life would throw many unfortunate events at us. But one thing we must make sure that we don't sink into negativity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A good performance indeed. You know, everyone, I have learned one thing in my life that I apply it. That people will forget you, people will forget what you did. People will forget what you said to them. But they will never forget how you made them feel. So, disabled or not, treat people with kindness. Now, moving on, I would like to call upon stage our next participant, Tamanna Yadav, serial number 30. Tamanna Yadav, serial number 30.
A pleasant good afternoon to one and all present here. This is Tamanna with you all from Physics Department.
So the theme of my story is a friend is in need is a friend indeed. And somewhere my story also contains the concept of disability need not to be an obstacle in the way of the success. So the story starts from here. Oh God, what you did. I also want to have a life like this. I also want that I have legs and I want to run, I want to play with them. A 16-year-old boy sitting on his seat and thinking about all this. He was seeing that his classmates were playing football and suddenly he noticed that there he found a ball near to him and all other classmates were shouting that please pass it to us, please pass it to us. And then he noticed that when he was trying to stand, he suddenly fell down, he lost his balance. And what he saw there was all around laughing towards him. He was completely empty from his mind. He was only able to listen that they were laughing at him and they were making fun of him by saying that what a kick was, what a kick was. He had no words and he went from there. Now it was the time of their lecture and a boy who was sitting in the other corner of that ground was noticing all these things. This thing was unbelievable by that boy because he was a topper of the class. He came there and asked them all that, what would you do if you were same as lame as them, and what was your reaction if we also laugh at you all people and call you as lame? He made them all punished by the teachers. In this way, they went in the class and as the class completed, that topper boy found that lame boy was sitting on the last row and his eyes were completely filled of tears. When he went to him, he asked them what happened. Then he told him that why do people see us from a different eye view? We are same as you. This is not our fault that we are disabled. Then that boy made him console by saying that, didn't you know that it was only Arunima Sinha who has lost her one leg and after that she climbed Mount Everest, and a handsome is as who handsome does. So you can do whatever you want, but it only depends on your thinking. Your thinking can change everything. So they become friends as their talking went away and he started to make him play football and help him in his work. But he found that the lame boy was not as much happy. Then one day he asked, what happened? Why are you not taking interest in things and why are you not feeling so good? Then boy told that I am getting rid of this world. I don't know why people treat us differently. I want to have a life like you all people where no one will disturb us and no one will say something about that. Then that topper boy learned the situation at the moment and he decided that only the education can make him stand in this world. As you know that, and that's why it is to be said that education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. And it was the time of their exam. Everyone was accepting that the topper will be who always be. But when the result came, everyone was surprised and shocked. They all found that the topper was that lame boy. As the result came, everyone was congratulating him and everyone was praising him. But that lame boy knew the reality. He went to him and asked, why did you do this? He told, if you win, it is my win. Because a friend, he will not help you in your obstacle, then who will make? So in this way, he helped him. Thank you. Have a good day.
An amazing performance. Dear audience, this is the stage, this is the platform where you will be getting rid of your hesitation. So be confident while you come here. We appreciate all your efforts, even it's a tinka. We appreciate it, okay? So since we have a beautiful mathematics teacher, Dr. Renu ma'am with us, some quote hit my mind suddenly that life is not, algebra or calculus. It is a whole trigonometry with a mixture and with the spices of statics and dynamics. So ma'am, we are really glad to have you here. You're really a beautiful person, a simple and a beautiful person. So, calling upon stage our next participant, Manav Saini. Serial number 14, Manav Saini.
So hey guys, my name is Manav Saini and I'm from BTech first year. My topic for today is greed is curse. So I would be sharing a story with you. So year was 1970. Sorry. Year was 1207. Air was filled with fear and tension. Everyone was scared for their lives, as they knew what was standing on their doorsteps. They were crusaders, a massive army who was going to kill all the men and sell their wives and daughters to slavery. They knew that the purging could not be stopped, and they would destroy their homes, temples, and everything they loved and admired about the city. This all happened because of one man's greed for power. Prince Alexius. Prince Alexius was the prince of Constantinople, a beautiful city with a historical background and very cultural diversity. It was the capital of Byzantine Empire. So Prince Alexius was exiled from his country because he planned a coup against his own father. When he was in exile, he entered the city of Zara, a city which was under attack by crusaders. The crusaders attacked that city because they needed money to repay their debts to Venice. And when Prince Alexius heard about that, he thought of another plan that crusaders could help him to get him into power. And he was quite sure about this idea, as he knew that he has a financial backing to perform his task. When he asked the leaders, he convinced them and said them he would repay their debts to Venice and they would be free and they would get extra money. That was really amazing for them. So they all set for the Constantinople, and when they went to Constantinople, the Constantinople was weak, as they recently faced an attack from Turks, which they successfully repelled, but it cost them really huge amount of money. They thought about that and went the attack, but still, see, Crusaders were a huge army and they could not resist. Constantinople could not resist their attack. So they were overrun and Prince Alexius came to power. But he didn't know what big blunder he made by bringing these savages to on his border. When he was in the power, he realized that he did not have enough money to repay their debts. So when he told these to the Crusaders, they were furious. They wanted their money and their revenge. So they planned to again attack Constantinople. And this time, Constantinople didn't have a chance. This time, they attacked. They entered the city with their swords and greed in their heart. They massacred men, women, children alike. They plundered the city. They destroyed temples. They destroyed historical artifacts. And that's all because of one man's greed. Prince Alexius, if he didn't, if he was not greedy, he would have saved his whole country. Because of him, 1,000-year-old empire came to an end. Because of him, thousand people lost their life. Because of him, this all blunder happened. So at last I would say, see, it's better said, the greed is a curse. Thank you, have a nice day.
Thank you so much. A lovely performance. I'll not take much of your time since we have many participants, many talented participants left with us. So I'll call upon stage serial number 15, Tushar. Tushar, serial number 15.
I, Tushar, student of BSc Honours Economics of this Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, wish you all present here a heartiest good afternoon. So today, let me introduce you to the real life story of a self-made, passionate and inspirational girl. By the same time, the story of a girl who was born with disabilities, lived in a slum and even disowned by her parents. And the story of her proving that disability is not an obstacle to success. So, it is a story of a girl named Umul Khair. Her family used to live in jhuggies in Tilokpuri. Her father used to sell clothes on footpath. The girl was born with an incurable disability of fragile bone disorder. And because of this disability, she has undergone 16 fractures and 8 surgeries till her college only. She has spent most of her youth on a wheelchair, has studied in a special school for physically handicapped children. But what made her different? What made her special is her motivation to study and never look back. She was a brilliant student. However, life had some more challenges for her. The real struggle started when her mother passed away and her family forbade her from continuing her education beyond class 8, reasoning that she, as a disabled girl, has already got more than enough education. When she insisted, she was abused and threatened. Her intentions were questioned. Then, the 14 years old disabled girl took the painful decision to leave home and live alone in jhuggies in Tilokpuri. She go to school till evening and then gave tuition to slum children for 50 rupees a month. She had no time to cook food, so even ate 3-4 days old stale and fungus food. She is disabled, but she had a dream in her eyes to prove that she is more able than most of us. And because of her efforts, she was admitted to JNU. Seeing her determination, she was selected to train disabled people in a special training program in Japan and South Korea. And in the series of her continuous success, she cleared the country's prestigious civil service examination in the year 2016 with an all India rank of 420. The girl was disabled, but she has proved that disability has not a barrier to success. When she needed her parents the most as a disabled girl, she became her father, her mother, herself. Leaving home by a 14-year-old girl to continue her education proves that disability is not an obstacle to success. Only what you need is the strength to preserve and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. तभी तो कहते हैं कि खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा पूछे कि बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Thank you so much.
An outstanding performance. So, it is, I've realized one thing while sitting there, that a cell phone is called a cell phone because it is a cell phone. So, पीछे जो भी phone चला रहे हैं, I might say you should not be अपने आप को थोड़ा सा कंट्रोल करें, फ़ोन ना चलाएं, साइलेंट पे रख लें. And moving forward, let me call upon stage Sonu, serial number 17. Sonu, serial number 17.
Good afternoon to all present here. My name is Sonu from BSc Economics. Today I am standing in front of you to tell a story on the topic On Moral, Greed is Curse. There was a man whose name was John. He had a well career in stock market. He was well known for his sharp business acumen and his ability to make profitable investment for his client. But there was a problem with John, that he was greedy. No matter how much he earned, he always willing to make more money, and he was never satisfied with that. He tried to invest in the companies that were shady, and after that were shady and tried to manipulate the stock market to invest his profit. His friends and colleagues advised him to stop that. After their advice, he didn't stop that. At a time, it seemed that John Gray was payoff. He was one of the richest person in the city and lived in a luxurious house and drive the latest sports car. But eventually, John's greed caught up with him, and he became. There was the companies he invested in began to fail. He lost millions of dollars and became a bankrupt. He tried to manipulate the market to recover his losses, but these made the things worse off. In the last, John get the point that the greed is not a blessing for him; it's a curse. And when he realized that he lost all his money, his family, and his health, now John was living with poor health condition or all alone. From this story, we will conclude that conclude that greeting is not a blessing; it is a curse for all, and we try to not stuck in the money making things. Thank you.
It takes a lot of courage to come here. We appreciate all your efforts. Now, I would like to call upon stage Preeti, serial number 16. Preeti, serial number 16.
Hello everyone, my name is Preeti. One real life story about being a part of solution, not problem, is that of Keshav. There was a man named Keshav who was worked in a large corporation. One day, the company announced a new policy to reduce plastic waste by implementing the recycle program. However, Keshav kept in that this program is not working, and he continued to use plastic, unstackled plates, cups, and all.
It's okay. Come on.
Try.
One day, his colleague Sarah approached him and asked why he was not participating in the recycle program. Keshav replied, "I don't think it was working because the company probably just wants to look good." Then Sarah replied by saying that if everyone think like that, then nothing will be changed. We need to be part of the solution, not the problem. Sarah's word was stuck with Keshav, and he worked and he began to think their actions. And he realized that he was contributing in the problem by not participating in the recycle program. Then he decided to make a change. He reduced the plastic waste, and after some time, all of the company members are also inspired by the Keshav, and the company was able to reduce plastic waste. From on that day, Keshav understood the importance of become a part of the solution, not the problem.
A confident performance with a lovely smile at the end. It is all what matters. So, calling upon stage our next participant, Kalpana, serial number 18. Kalpana, serial number 18.
Kalpana and I am from Department of Economics. My topic is disability needs not to be an obstacle to success. Once there was a boy. His name is Aman. His name is Aman. He was born with a disability. He was affected to walk. He was not affected to walk. At his childhood, he started swimming. He practiced every day. And soon he became a perfect swimmer. He wins some rewards also. At his school days, he is a very intelligent boy. He has so many interest in science and technology. That's why he determined to become a career in the tech industry. After his graduation, he started applying in the tech industries, but he faced the discriminations. But he kept applying in the tech industries, and finally he got a job in the tech industry. Then he proved himself and soon became a senior manager in that company. He shows us never to give up and always keep going. Thank you so much.
यहाँ आना भी बहुत बड़ी बात है. So calling upon stage Sonu, since we have 10 more participants with us. I will not take much of your time. Calling upon stage Sonu, serial number 17. Is it done? Okay. My bad. Calling upon stage Dabjeet De, serial number 19. Okay. Next participant I'm calling Annu Vishnoi, serial number 20.
A warm good afternoon to all of you. I am Annu Vishnoi, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Economics Honours from Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology. And today I am here with the moral, disability need not to be an obstacle to success. So today I am here with the story of Arunima Sinha. Arunima Sinha was a national volleyball player who inspires to join Indian Police Service. But in 2011, when she was traveling by a train, a group of robbers attacked her and snatched her belongings. When she resisted, they threw her out of moving train. As a result of this, Arunima's left leg got amputated below knee. Despite this setback, Arunima was determined to not let her disability to stop her dreams. Later on, Arunima starting to learn mountaineering, a sport which she had never done before. And in 2013, she was the first female amputee to climb Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world. Later on, she also set record to climb 7 peaks of 7 different continents. Arunima's achievement doesn't stop here. Thereafter, she went on to have PhD in sociology, and she also write thesis on challenge faced by the person with disability in India. And in 2018, she joined Indian Police Service. That was her childhood dream. So, through the hard determination, strong confidence, and willpower, Arunima Sinha proved that disability need not to be an obstacle to success. So, I will conclude my words with हजारों बर्फ गिरेंगे, लाखों आंधियां उठेगी, वो फूल खिलेंगे जरूर जो खिलने वाले हैं, वो फूल खिलेंगे जरूर जो खिलने वाले। जय हिंद जय भारत।
A lovely performance. It is well said that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you were, but all that matters is who you are becoming. So, with our next participant, I would like to call Komal, serial number 22 on the stage. Komal, serial number, there is a mistake I guess. Akash, serial number 21.
Hello everyone. As our great Acharya Chanakya said, that history repeats itself if you do not take a lesson from it. So today, I, Akash Sehgal from BTech CSC first year, will be sharing a lesson from our history that will teach you all and enlighten your minds with the moral lesson greed is curse. There was a king in central India during 1800s and he had a decent kingdom, but he was greedy enough to expand his kingdom furthermore. Another king lived nearby in the neighboring kingdom, and he was great, compassionate, and kept good care of his people. When Britishers approached both of them, they both denied. But then the Britishers approached the greedy king and offered him that they will help him beat the neighboring king and give the throne of both the kingdoms to the greedy king. The greedy king, in the greed of power and in the greed of expansion of the territory, he did not even think about what he was doing. The greedy king then, with the help of the Britishers, brought his army and with the help of the British general beat the neighboring king. And during the victory ceremony, the British general backstabbed him, which led to his death. Then, after some while, the British general also killed his son and took her wife away. This teaches us that a king who once had a decent kingdom, but who lost his kingdom, his family, and his life, because his greed became the curse for not only him and his family, but for his entire kingdom. Indeed, greed is a curse. And if you all are wondering who was this greedy king, he was not the only one. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
A well said, coach. If your dreams don't scare you while you are sleeping, they are too small for your good. Now, I would like to call upon stage Nikita, serial number 24. Nikita, serial number 24. While she comes here, let me tell you all कि बातें ना करें और इस प्रांगण को छोड़ के ना जाएं. We have just 5 more participants with us. Thank you. Now.
A very good afternoon, everyone. I am Nikita, student of BTech third year from the Department of Printing Technology. Today I am going to narrate the story which moral is disability is not an obstacle to the success. A girl named as Palak, she was born with underdeveloped arm. She was born with some disabilities. She has underdeveloped arm when she was born. Whenever anybody see him, ask only one question: that what happened with your hand? And she she becomes sad and said this is by birth. When she was a child, she even don't know what is the meaning of by birth, but she used to it because she knew it. This is its ability. The Palakoli, which is Palakoli, never tried to taking any sport professionally, because whenever she want to try any sport, the people always said to him, this is not cup of tea. She always show them you are disabled. But whenever the world said to Palak, you are disabled and this is impossible, the Palak replied them, this is possible and I will show you. The Palak started her training in 2017, and 2 years later she become the international Para-Olympic badminton player in Para-Olympics. This is very hard, rising from nowhere and coming in Para-Olympics. She is only one Indian girl who qualified the 3 categories of Tokyo Para-Olympics. The turnaround that comes in Palak's life it can also turn around in our life. There are lot of opportunities in our way. We have to be positive and grab them. Thank you, everyone.
A very well said words, that it's a me versus me battle. It doesn't matter who you are competing with. It's you who are competing with. It's a me versus me battle. Now, calling upon stage Rakesh Jha, serial number 26.
Hello everyone, my name is Rakesh Jha. I am from BTech IT second year. Today I am going to describe you a wonderful story of a beautiful kingdom about a beautiful woman. So, in the kingdom of Vasundharapuram, there lives a beautiful woman, an epitome of beauty. But she is unfortunate by his luck, cause she is a widow and her children are underage who can't take care of her kingdom. She is the warrior queen of her kingdom and she takes care of her kingdom, rules it very well. She is well versed in the arts of Arthashastra as well as she is a master Kalari Pettu she is a master Kalari artist. So, on one day in the month of August, rain is happening and her ministers visited her and informed her about a upcoming catastrophe. The queen asked, why are the signs of fear is shown on your face? The minister said, dear queen, an catastrophe is coming to hit our kingdom. The queen asked, what is it? The minister said, Vittal Naresh, the king of Yavanlo, has taken an oath to kill each and every royal family of the entire world and took the riches to his kingdom Yavanlo, making it most powerful and the richest kingdom in the world. Vittal Naresh has an army of 1 crore soldiers as well as the queen has an army of 1 lakh soldiers. So how she can fight with it? After pondering over several minutes and over several days in the continuous times, she called upon her minister and asked her, find out the strategies of the enemy. We need to tackle it and we need to defend our kingdom and our citizens very well. But the minister asked various kings had already ran away saving their lives of a neighboring kingdom. How you can stand in front of him? Then the queen Ambika said to them, we are the king as well as queen of our kingdom. A king and queen treats his kingdom and his citizens as his own child, not treat it as a separate from her. So she starts preparing for the war by observing the various tactics and strategies of the war strategies of her enemy. On the battle day, arrived on the ghats of Nandini River. On the opposite bank of Nandini River, Vittal Naresh is standing with his crazy number of soldiers, and there is Ambika Devi standing amidst his 2000 soldiers only. She had spreaded the rumors that most of his soldiers had run away and did not want to participate in the battlefield. So the V Naresh is thinking that she is gonna mad to fight with him. The war has started, but how to cross the river? Ambika Devi had already made a bridge a month back, which is 10 feet wider on the opposite sides and which is very narrow on the other side of Vasundharapuram entry. So as soon as the enemy enters the battlefield of Vasundharapuram, there is a mud. The field is muddy and the war starts. The soldiers of Ambika Devi's army had already mastered the art of fighting in the field of muddy area, and after the battle took place, because they had already outnumbered them through their strategies of passing only a certain number of soldiers, Ambika Devi, who is already skilled in the arts of Kalari, beheaded the Vittal Naresh and won the war. It is not like other kings. She does not behave like other kings who ran away from the field by saying the problem and like describing that we can't handle it or we can't face it. So she had demonstrated that if we want to find the solution, there is always a solution for each and every problem, no matter how big it is. All the other soldiers of the Vittal Naresh army bowed down before her and said to serve at her feet. Thank you, everyone.
It is said that once you become confident enough to stand on this stage very confidently, you get lost of time, but it's okay. Now, since you have mentioned kingdom, I have got reminded of a great quote that once quoted by a king himself, that if people throw stones at you, don't throw them back. Build an empire. You have great lands to build an empire. So calling upon stage our next participant, thank you so much. Our next participant, Garima, serial number 27. Everyone, time limits. Time limits का जरा ध्यान रखिएगा because it's a competition. Otherwise, we appreciate all your efforts.
Never ignore disability because you don't realize how much they can inspire you. A very warm good afternoon, everyone present here. I am Garima from BSc Physics Department. Today, I am narrating the story of the man who sought the theory of everything. A normal man was born on January 8, 1942, and he grew up at London. The eldest of four siblings. His father was research biologist and his mother was medical research secretary. So it was not surprising that he was interested in science. And he was very intelligent guy in his school days. While in graduate years at age 21, he was diagnosed with ASL, that is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the motor neuron disease, and most of the patients with this condition die within an average of 4 months. But his case was extraordinary. He suffered, but he got first in physics and became professor at the University of Cambridge in England. And one day by day, he sought himself. He understood himself and his soul, and he analyzed that the whole universe in his own terms, in his own scientific terms. He simply said, my goal is simple. My goal is simple and I understand the whole universe. And then he married.
He also had 3 children, and lastly, he got with pneumonia. And he had to have a tracheostomy operation. And during this operation, he has lost his ability of speaking. For a time, he used to spell words by letter, but later on he used computer-based devices. He understood that the life is a race which is all about the winning and never give up until you reach. And he decided to work on physics, and he made many theories. He also wrote many best-selling books, and most of the famous was The Brief History of Time from Big Bang to Black Holes. He appealed to the readers that however difficult life may seem, it always something you can do, and it just matters you don't give up. And focus on your work, because work gives you meaning and purpose of your life. And in 2018, at age 76, by suffering motor neuron disease, he died. And he is the most recognizable scientist of the modern time, and he is Stephen Hawking. He always said that disability is not the obstacle to success, but it is storehouse of talent, and all have ability to achieve their goals. If they achieve their goals, they remove their obstacle to get success. Thanks and have a good day.
All these themes mentioned here teaches us just one thing, that never stop learning, because life never stops teaching you. Right? So, just 3 participants left, dear judges. I would like to call upon stage Karan, serial number 29.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I, Karan of Printing Technology, find myself glad enough to have this opportunity to narrate a story in front of you. The theme of my story is What Goes Around Comes Around. A poor boy who used to sell goods from house to house in order to pay his way through his school found one day that he has only one single dime left with him. So he decided to ask for a meal from the next house. But as he reached the house, a young lady opened the house door and he lost his knob. In anxiety, his tongue slipped and he asked for a glass of water. The woman found that the boy is hungry. Instead of a glass of water, she offered him with a glass of milk. The boy drank the milk slowly, and at last he asked, "How much do I owe you?" The girl replied, "You owe me nothing, my dear. My mother has said that there is no payment for the act of kindness." From that day, the boy not only felt physically stronger, but his faith in God and the persons increased. Years later, the boy studied hard and he became a doctor. And the woman who gave him a glass of milk, she felt critically ill. And the local doctors were baffled. They were unable to treat her. So they asked her to shift to a big city. And then she went to the big city and met a number of consultants. And one of the consultants was that doctor, Dr. Jack Kelly. So when the Dr. Jack Kelly listened about the patient who has come from that town, a strange light filled in his eyes. It reminds it of the woman. Then he went to the hall, to the lady's room to meet her. At the first instance, she recognized her. He recognized her and decided that he would do best of his effort to save her life. So the treatment goes on and he worked with full dedication for weeks. And finally the result came and the woman got cured. She survived. Now, when the turn of bill comes, the doctor asks the bill office to give the bill to the doctor first and then to the patient. And when the bill was passed to him, he wrote something at the edge of the bill and then it was given to the lady. At first, the lady feared to open the bill because she knew that it would pay the rest of her life to pay for it all. But after she opened the bill, she was surprised to read something written at the end of the page. It was written, "Paid in full with 1 glass of milk." Tears flooded her eyes, and she replied, and with her happy heart, she thanked God that your goodness, your love has spread abroad in human hands and hearts. So, my friend, what you get from this story, that it is what goes around comes around. Maybe today, but may not be today, or maybe years later, or maybe at the time when you expect it least. So you should always do good deeds and treat every human being with the respect and dignity they deserve, because it is all that comes back to you. This is the law of karma. Thank you.
I'm actually liking how you participants are coming here and going with your own flow with losing the time. But it's okay, absolutely, it's really amazing to see you, participating in this type of programs and coming here without minding of the time, because a good leader is a leader who just says a lot. Chupi nahi ho. But calling upon our next participant, and you all know about leaders, right? हमारे प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी, भाई और बहनों. So calling upon the next participant on stage, Aryan, serial number 30. Aryan, serial number 30.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to say thanks to all the team of Speakathon Club who give us chance to represent ourselves on the stage. Myself, Aryan from BTech Civil Engineering first year, and today I am going to narrate a story on the topic disability not to be an obstacle on the path of success. This story based on a small child who is from a small village of Rajasthan, whose name is Arvind. His father was a very poor person. He was a small shopkeeper, and his mother was a housewife. His father not have enough money to pay his fees. So his dream was as small as his village. He wanted to be a shopkeeper after his father. But one day something happened. His uncle came to his home, and he was sitting with his grandmother. His grandmother says to him that, "What's his future plan?" Then his uncle says to him, "Oh, what he can do? He is also going to be a shopkeeper after his father." Then he realized that, "Oh, they are writing my future. They are writing my future." So after a long think, he realized that he is going to do further study, but the problem was that his father was not enough to pay his fees. So he consulted with his relatives and so many more, and he decided to took an educational loan for his further study. Then he decided to do engineering from the University of Jaipur. And when he told his parents he is going to do engineering, because in our village engineering means they said, "You are doing engineering? Oh, it's really funny." So, but he said that I am going to do engineering. He goes to the Jaipur. Whenever he was at the station, his father said to him, "Listen, son, if you go back to home now, we only lose the ticket price. That is only 100 rupees. If you go to do engineering, we lose all the fees of the whole semester and your time also." But he said to his father, give me a chance. I will prove all of you wrong, and I will get success after some time. When he goes to university, he was a Hindi medium student, and we all know that our subjects are in English, so he got so many difficulties in the studies. But he performed very well and got 75% marks in his first semester. But as you all know that in second year he got, I will say, hawa lag gayi. So he does party at late night, so many things, and he forgot his words. What he said to his parents that he will become a successful person after some time. So one day he was sitting in a hotel, and there is also a family who is doing dinner at the hotel, and then he see abnormal thing. It is that the grandmother of his family paying the bill. He doesn't know what's the matter, but he realized that if he doesn't do anything, he will not able to pay the bill for his family. And he start doing hard work again. He do so many work, and he got placed in his final semester. But his placement are going to happen after 7 or 8 months. So his family condition was not good. He started to do teaching the subject. But student realized that he teaches very well. So he decided to follow his passion. He dropped his placement and go to start teaching. But when he, do collaboration with his friends and open his own institute, but he was cheated by his friends. After cheated, he have two options: one to cry, and second one is he do something new. So he started his YouTube channel. In the starting days, he got no views. He got, very disconfident, but he continued to try to upload videos. After some time, at the time of board examination, some videos got viral, and he never looked back again. No, now at the time he was more than 10 million subscribers. Yes, guys, I am talking about Arvind Arora sir, who is channel name as Head to Motivation Arvind Arora. So at the final, I will conclude that powerful person don't come from powerful places. Powerful person makes the places powerful. Thank you so much for listening.
I think I should not repeat myself. We have 2 more participants remaining with us. Before that, time limits का ध्यान रखें और जिन participants की अभी तक बारी नहीं आई है वो अपना नाम हमारे यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं उनको लिखवा दें जिनकी अभी तक बारी नहीं आई है. So now I would call upon stage Varsha Dhillo, serial number 2. Varsha Dhillo, serial number 2.
Good afternoon, greetings to all present here. I am Varsha from Department of Mathematics, BSc second year. So the story I am going to tell you will show you that how one can be the part of solution rather than the problem itself. So this is the story about Pam Armstrong, also known as the Miracle Man of India. So he was an administrative officer from Jain tribe of Nagaland.
Absolutely fine. It's really absolutely fine. Now, the last participant of today's event, Trishka, serial number 31. Trishka, serial number 31.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Trishka from Printing Department. I have chosen the moral. Disability need not to be an obstacle in the path of success. This is the story of Coral Nekestus. He was a Hungarian man. His only aim was to make his hand the best shooting hand in the world. He has won almost all the national championships which were held, and everyone was almost confirmed that the Olympics which were going to be held in 1940, he would win the gold medal. In 1938, an army camp was going on. He was in army. An accident happened. A hand grenade exploded in his hand, and his aim, his dedication, his focus, everything just destroyed in seconds. He has 2 options now: just cry for his whole life, just curse his destiny, just curse the God what they have given to them. And the other option was focus on what he had, not what he lost. He chose the second option. He was in hospital for 1 month, and after
1 month he started his training. In 1939, national championships were going to held in his country. Best shooters of his country were there to perform with their best hand. He was also there. Everyone was just shocked. They think he was present there just to impress him. But no one knows he was doing training from last 1 year and he was there to compete with them. Everyone was giving his best with his best hand, but he was giving his best with his only hand, a left hand, a hand that even couldn't write. And who won? The man with only hand. Then he focused on 1940s Olympics. 1940s Olympics were cancelled because of World War. Then he focused on 1944's Olympics. They were also cancelled because of World War. Then he focused on 1948's Olympics. In 1938, he was of 28 years. In 1948, he was of 38 years. It has been 10 years. A lot of time. You know, it becomes very difficult, hard to compete with young players. But he didn't lose hope. Best players have come across the world who will give their best with their best hand. But he was the only one who will give his best with his only hand. And who won? The man with only hand. He didn't stop there. He had completed his aim. He had made his hand the world's best shooting hand. Then he focused on 1952's Olympic. He again won and he just changed the whole history of Olympics. No one had continuously won 2 gold medals in a particular game. He had completed his dream. वो होता है ना कि अगर suppose I am किसी भी चीज़ की मालूम मैं UPSC की तैयारी कर रही हूँ 2 साल हो गए 3 साल हो गए I am just giving the exam and I am not clearing it लेकिन कि hope मेरी उम्मीद टूट गई कि 2 साल हो गए इतनी बार दे लिया एज निकल गई ये हो गया वो हो गया बट 10 साल और वो भी आप कुछ परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे हैं क्योंकि ओलंपिक्स तो हो ही नहीं रहे वो तो कैंसिल हो गए 10 साल और कुछ भी नहीं कि आप परफॉर्म करें कम से कम आप सीख तो रहे आप ये तो कह सकते हैं कि अगर मैं फेल हुआ तो मैंने सीखा भी ये सीखा जिंदगी से लेकिन उसने कि कुछ 10 साल बस उम्मीद अपनी सब्र देखो सब्र पेशेंस इज समथिंग एल्स सो ही हैड मेड हिज हैंड द बेस्ट शूटिंग हैंड एंड एट लास्ट आई वांट टू से इतिहास कलम से नहीं उम्मीदों से लिखा जाता हौसलों से लिखा जाता है थैंक यू
the last participant of today's event. Finally, we are over the participants. I would like to move on to our worthy dignitaries present here. Your presence is like a candle in darkness, sir. I would like to request on stage DSW Dr. Manoj Dayal, sir. Before calling upon you on the stage, let me tell you all about him. He's an achiever in life, to be honest. He's a professor in mass communication in Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar. He has been honored by ABP News with National Education Award of Best Professor in his subject for year 2014. Everyone, a huge round of applause. We have completed 400 videos for UG and PG students on his YouTube channel I Define Media, not it, I Define Media by the grace of God and the best of his beloved. Also, the 401th video is expected to be released today, so you all are requested. Okay, it has already been done, everyone. So you all are requested to subscribe to his channel and listen to the videos. I must request this to you. So we are very thankful for your presence here. Please come on stage to enlighten us with your words of wisdom. Everyone, please give a huge round of applause.
Very good afternoon to all. Good afternoon. The audience is really very spirited because when I entered the hall, there was a big round of applause. And the audience, I felt that the audience is really spirited, and this hypothesis was further strengthened when you not only gave a big round of applause to to the storytellers while they were departing, but also at the time of their arrival. But at the middle, I felt that the storytellers are leaving the hall. And at the end, I thought only the jury, the director TPC, my bosom friend Professor Patra, and the chief guest, and few expected prize winners will be left. And my second hypothesis proved more successful, and the first hypothesis cut a sorry figure. Director of the TP cell, Dr. Pratap Singh Malik ji, jury, Professor Tilak Sethi ji, Dr. Renu, Ms. Suryansi, my friend, Professor Patra, Mr. Aditya, and my dear students. I am highly grateful to Speakathon Club of TP Cell for inviting me, and I congratulate you for organizing such a nice function. Most of the speakers focused on this disability theme. Then the second number was greed. Greediness is a curse. And then there is in the middle, there is one more theme, but the first and last theme was outrightly rejected by most of the storytellers. These days, as the comparer, Miss Isha, Ria, told that I am YouTuber too. When we are teaching in the class, the number of the audience is reducing tremendously. I was teaching news and started telling a story. एक राजा था, एक रानी थी. दोनों घोड़े पर सवार होकर जंगल में निकले. मूड तो शिकार का था. सामने से एक शेर आया. राजा ने बंदूक निकाला, गोली चलाई और शेर को मार डाला. मैंने अपने छात्रों से कहा, the one who will give the best intro and the best headline will get my pen immediately. One of the students told the headline, जंगल के राजा ने, देश के राजा ने जंगल के राजा को मार गिराया. I said best. It is called the reverse headline. I will tell you the types of the few stories. There are various types of storytelling. Storytelling has been the traditions and rituals of our Indian society from the time immemorial. It is the means of effective communication. As I have given you example just now, and I experimented too. It's a means, modus operandi or tool of effective education and effective entertainment as well. There are a variety of types. First we call linear narrative. It is in a sequence. The story is in a sequence. In the language of journalism, we call it pyramid style. It goes on growing. And then the non-linear narrative. It is not a pyramid style. It's sometimes an inverted pyramid style. As this story of this Raja and Rani was made in news, we use mostly this non-linear style. That is the inverted pyramid style. When you read the structure, when we have limited time, you will find all this, what is inverted and what is pyramid style. So that is mostly followed. Non-linear narrative. The sequence of the story is not followed. The conclusion may be at the top. As in this case, देश के राजा ने जंगल के राजा को मार गिराया. एक था राजा, एक थी रानी से उसने शुरू नहीं किया. पहला ही लाइन में था बम का गोला. देश के राजा ने जंगल के राजा को मार गिराया. बाद में उसने पूरी कहानी सुनाई. तो ये है नॉन लीनियर. क्वेस्ट नरेटिव जो ज्यादातर क्वेश्चन ओरिएंटेड होता है और व्यू पॉइंट ओरिएंटेड, एंड देन द मोरल एंड थीम ओरिएंटेड. and your was based on this moral and theme oriented mostly. And as I have observed that the first, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Perhaps this theme was totally ignored. I was thinking for the last 1 hour why this theme was ignored. I have more than 5,000 friends on my Facebook, but really, when there is some trouble, there is hardly anybody who turns up to help. I have a lot of neighbors and others to help me, no problem. But where are those Facebook friends who have been writing so high of me, but they never turn up? So this could have been covered. This type of theme could also have been covered. And what was the last theme? I am not able to see from here.
Be a part of solution, not problem.
This is also very good theme, but most of you, it's subject of research and study why you missed. And I will appreciate the comparer Ria for giving a life to the entire function. She always said, I will not take much time. But she always took more time than required. And when she said, I will not take much time, in the next go, she took more time. And instantly, she didn't take more time. So overall, she compensated what she wanted to cover up. So I am thankful to the entire team of this club and the TP cell and all my friends, colleagues and students. Thank you very much and all the best. And I will repeat one quotation as said by one of the participants. खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Thank you.
As I always say, I will not take much of your time. गुरु सत्कार बिना हर आराधना अधूरी है. गुरु ही वो फरिश्ता है जिनके आने से हर आस पूरी होती है. With these beautiful words, like I said, I would like to request Miss Renu ma'am, a very intellectual person among us from Department of Mathematics. Yes, by the name mathematics, it's very clear to me that she is amazing, she is smart, she is hardworking, and she is really a very simple woman. So ma'am, we welcome you here. Thank you so much, Ria, for inviting me. Good evening to all. It's my pleasure to become a part of Training and Placement Cell. This is my first activity. I congratulate the Director Training and Placement Cell and the whole team for the organization of such activities that helpful in the improvement of skills, especially the Speakathon club that improves in the communication skills of the students. I congratulate all the participants who try their best to deliver the things. Everyone tried their best. So many congratulations, and once again thank you all. Thank you so much, ma'am. Great leaders are not those who fight in the battles or on their land, and not who are seated on the political seats. But true leaders are those who find different qualities in different persons, including themselves, and make those quality and person the great leaders of tomorrow. Yes, we are all thinking same, right? These lines are highly dedicated to very humble and knowledgeable person and our professor, Dr. Tilak Sethi sir, who has composed the full piece of Guru Jambheshwar University and also have many years of teaching experience. Sir, we welcome you with a huge round of applause.
For giving me such an opportunity to be as a judge here and standing before the students also. जो तार से निकली है वो धुन सबने सुनी है. जो सांस पे गुजरी है वो किस दिल ने जाना है। कहने का मतलब है this what I want to say is that coming here and standing here for maybe for 2 minutes or 3 minutes for the students, it was a really difficult thing. I know they must have done a lot of exercise efforts also to collecting a lot of information and then coming and then delivering their story, telling about the story. I know because it is the beginning, is the first step is there when they have started it. But certainly some seeds of writing about the story or telling about the story is there. That is why they have come here. But I believe it that because as Professor Manoj Jar was also telling us that some of the topics have not been touched also, or even one of the topic has been touched. Most of that is regarding disability. No doubt, and you will find that because I believe it that they have the students have done their efforts. But somewhere some repetition was also there. I can understand what it is there. The only thing is that when it is about the story is there, yes, it is required somehow, somewhere, because it is like what you will say, the beginning is there, then the growth of the story is there, then you will say this climax is there, anti-climax is there. Within these given facts also, the possibility was there, the possibility in the sense that you can make it as a part of the story, so that no doubt that it is these stories have certainly helped us in to understand about whatever the content was there. But I'm sure that in the future the students will certainly take into the consideration that the story must go into to touch the heart also. I mean, it is not just only simply the contents are there, but this must certainly go into touch the hearts also. But I'm sure that because at your level also that you have done an amazing efforts at your end. So at the last, I thank you every one of you to be here, and I'm sure that the judgment is ready. Thank you so much.
And remarkable experiences with us. We welcome you, Nilisha.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I would like to thank Pratap Malik sir and Aditya B sir, my teacher, Dayal sir, Tilak Sethi sir, and Renu ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity, being able to sit in front of and with such prominent personalities and also judge such wonderful people who are my mates and my partners in study. This is a beautiful event. The art of storytelling, if you are to talk about the art of storytelling, then it has been with us since time immemorial, as the answer said. Ever since even before we learned to speak, or even before we could write, we communicated through stories, through cave art. And in every story, there are just three basic elements. We talk about the concept, there is a context, and then we put in the details through the content. And these stories could differ in the stories in the part of the characters who are playing the story, what dialogues you're going to put in them, and then what kind of setting you are telling the story in. Here, those people who are telling the story, it felt like you were telling us a story and we're listening to the story. What could have been done, or a little suggestion would have been, that if the story was told to us and it didn't feel like we were listening to the story, but rather we were present in that entire world, in that different world. Now, as Robert McKee is an eminent director and a story writer and screenwriter, he said, any piece of art, be it a drama, be it a story, be it a painting or dance or music, it has the power to silence everything that's going in the mind and take the audience to a different world. कि आप जिस कहानी को सुन रहे हैं, आप उस उन पात्रों के साथ आप इतने परिचित हो जाएं कि आप उनको ना सिर्फ सुन रहे हैं, पर आप उनको देख रहे हैं, उनके जीवन को जी रहे हैं साथ में. जैसे आप सिनेमा हॉल से निकलते तो लगता है कि हम उसी जीवन में, उसी दुनिया में चले गए थे. And if I'm to speak about my experiences, then it has only been about practicing and you cannot practice for an event just the day before it. As a people here, we have been telling stories since we were children. घर आते ही हम बात करते हैं, मम्मी आज पता है क्या हुआ स्टोरी, आज पता है क्या हुआ क्लास में. That's the beginning of a story. दो लेडीज बात कर रहे हैं कहीं बैठकर, वो बोल रहे हैं आज पता है घर में क्या हुआ, बच्चे ने बहुत परेशान किया. That's the beginning of a story. So even though we don't have many different experiences in our life, we don't have many different stories of ourselves, but we can have different stories from where we are picking up from our environment. जरूरी नहीं कि हम एक बैठ के नई कहानी अपनी लिखें, पर ऐसा हो सकता है कि हम इतने लोगों से मिले, अलग अलग जगहों के लोगों से मिले, उनके शेयर एक्सपीरियंसेस अपने पास हो और हम उनकी कहानियों को आगे बढ़ाएं. और इस शैली में, इस जरिए से बताया जाए कि ऐसा लगे कि वो लोग उस कहानी को जी रहे हैं. बस. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nimisha. Now I guess it's time for us to wrap the whole program. I would like to request on stage the Assistant Director of TP Cell, Dr. Aditya V. Singh sir, to announce the best speakers of today's event. So, we welcome you.
Thank you so much. So, good evening. I would like to call all the judges and the chief guest on the dais so that they can present the prizes to the winners. So,
अरे नहीं, अरे नहीं, अरे नहीं, ऐसे नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं है, ऐसे बिल्कुल आने से रौनक तब बढ़ती है. अरे बढ़िया, अरे हम हैं सर, आगे पूरा समय आपके साथ है. अरे शुक्रिया.
So today we have a consolation prize also, which is backed by Preeti, serial number 1.
Yes.
You left for more than half time. At the end, you came back, expecting that you will get some. Correct.
You are the first one to win the prize.
And first one.
So, third position goes to Priya, serial number 8. And the second prize goes to Bhavna Mittal, serial number 12.
आदित्य जी आप यहाँ आप इकोनॉमिक्स में हो? नहीं, इकोनॉमिक्स.
Everyone, please give a huge round.
And the first prize goes to Tushar, serial number 15.
बुलंद वाला तो आपने बोला, लेकिन मेरे दिमाग मानसिक फटल बैठ.
Congratulations to all the winners and thank you judges.
Thank you very much, Riya. So, for this event to be successful, first and foremost, I would like to thank all the judges who spent their time from their busy schedule and came here to judge the participants. We all know how very well you performed and how much hard it was for them to find out just three top winners.
Apart from that, I would really like to thank Training and Placement Cell and Pratap Malik Sir, Director, and Assistant Director Aditya Sir, who always take initiatives and promote such activities which are overall helpful for the co-curricular development of the student instead of just focusing on the academics. And as to make this event successful, the most key element for it was you guys. You participated with such energy and such amount that we felt that we did something right. It was felt meaningful just because of your participation. So thank you so much for participating in it. And lastly, I would also like to appreciate Ria, who anchored the event so much well and kept the whole event lively. So I would like to present her also an honorary certificate for her anchoring by the judges and worthy dignitaries present over here. Please, Ria.
बोतल ले बड़ी बोतल भाग के जाओ नौकरी को नहीं
I think I've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much, sir.
So thank you everyone for coming and joining us for this marvelous event. Now Ria, I would like to take over the stage to you.
National anthem is the heart of every Indian.